Back to my YouTube channel. This is the Jordan Report, and I'm your host, Robert Jordan. Everyone, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you an update on Compton and the two deputies that were shot there. I want to give the full story here. First off, I am not in any way condoning what happened to the two sheriffs. I do not support Black Lives Matter. I think they're a communist, terrorist organization. So this is not for them at all. But I do want to give everybody the full story of what's going on in Compton. This is a story from last month. And let me tell you this before I get started. The reason why you didn't hear about this was just August the 7th, 2020. And the reason why you didn't hear about these stories is because the cops that are involved are Hispanics. If they were white, you would have heard this story. Okay? Here's the story. Here's the Compton mayor, calls for investigation into sheriff gang of executioners. The alleged group of Los Angeles Sheriff deputies is accused of terrorizing civilians. This is the mayor of Compton. Mayor of Compton, Asia Brown, is calling for an investigation into a sheriff deputy's claim that there's a secret gang existing within the LA Sheriff's Department that celebrates terrorizing and shooting civilians. Deputy Art Gonzalez first blew the whistle on the alleged gang, who calls themselves the Executioners. Gonzalez says the group of sheriff deputies control a patrol station in Compton, have matching tattoos, celebrate killing civilians while on the job, set illegal arrest quotas, and intimidated him after he reported one of the group's members for beating up a fellow deputy. Deputy Gonzalez said he's afraid for his safety now, as he should be, attorney Alan Romero told Eyewitness News. This is a violent gang. Violence, shootings, beatings. Mayor Brown and other cities' leaders have called for a federal and state civil rights investigation into the department earlier this week. Brown described her own aggressive experience with the deputies during a traffic stop last June. I rolled down my window and was asked why I was being pulled over. Within seconds, almost 7 to 9 sheriff deputies' vehicles descended upon the scene. Brown recalled of the incident. She said that the deputies claimed she had run a red light, which she denies. They ordered me out of my vehicle. They asked me to put my hands on top of the police vehicle so they could search me as if I was a criminal. Mind you, I was accompanied by my husband and my infant daughter in the back seat. Now, let me add this because you don't have a clip of her, but her husband is Hispanic. She's married to an Hispanic man. I do not look like someone that is trafficking drugs, she continued. After finding no drugs, deputies initially issued a Brown a traffic ticket, but later took it back because after realizing she was the mayor. Brown filed a complaint with the LASD, but still has not received an answer. Other community members and business leaders also detailed their hostile interactions with the sheriff deputies during the conference. They terrorized the community, and then they covered their tracks, she said. It's unacceptable, and we will not take this. Okay, so there's more to the story than the other, and I'm going to show you the local clip, their local investigation into this gang.
In Sheriff Station, a deputy's claim filed with the county about an aggressive band of his cohorts allegedly in control. According to the claim, members are branded with a sinister logo,
which is a skeleton wearing a Nazi helmet with an AK-47 laughing,
and go by a sinister name, the Executioners, which according to the claim does not allow African American or female members. Deputy Art Gonzalez alleges the deputy gang is trampling on the rights of citizens and targeting him as a whistleblower.
Deputy Gonzalez, he's afraid for his safety right now, as he should be. This is a violent gang, violence, shootings, beatings.
Why y'all beating him?
Claims of excessive force and much more. And the timing.
Defund the police! Defund the police!
As community outcry demands systemic change, allegations in the filing claim that as many as 40% of Compton deputies are inked executioners or prospects. Rumblings reaching the sheriff.
Well, first of all, there is no gang of any deputies running any station right now. This matter has already been receiving very swift administrative action. We've already taken positive steps.
Pressure for change is intensifying. Professor Sean Kennedy at Loyola Law School releasing a 2-year study of deputy gangs, including the executioners.
Often, the inking is attached to some kind of act of violence, including a shooting. It's the ultimate expression of your commitment to policing and your commitment to the deputy gang.
The complainant, Deputy Art Gonzalez, is a former U.S. Marine decorated for his service in Iraq, Afghanistan. Here in Compton, once praised for speedy action to save a 4-year-old boy shot in the head. The tipping point? Gonzalez says he witnessed a deputy executioner assaulting a fellow deputy. Gonzalez called a confidential tip line for internal affairs. To his shock, he says in his claim, the recording was intercepted.
Is within 48 hours, a recording of his supposedly anonymous call was leaked to the gang at the station.
He also reports that graffiti appeared at the station entrance.
Art is a rat, and that was placed at the keypad to get into the parking lot. So that's the most visible place in the entire station.
Compton, a flashpoint for high-profile crimes. Recently, the armored SUV of rapper YG in the middle of a shootout. And an 18-year-old security guard, Andres Guardado, chased by 2 Compton deputies, shot 5 times in the back. Evidence of the secret deputy pack emerged in the wrongful death shooting case of Dante Taylor. Compton deputy Samuel Aldama forced to reveal his tattoo, saying that about 20 deputies at the Compton station have the same ink.
Skeletons, which is a symbol of death. There are flames on Aldama's tattoo, which symbolizes he's emerging from hell. There is an AK-47.
The Taylor family attorney put up huge billboards looking for potential victims. Aldama denied the group is a gang. The county settled for $7 million.
This is all taxpayers' money. So, yes, the taxpayers should be very worried. Criminal defense lawyers are going to be lining up, making motions for new trials.
The Gonzalez claim alleges the executioners brokered a deal to amp up arrest numbers. Members of the public were stopped for minor infractions. According to the Loyola study, sheriffs over the last 5 decades have been unable or unwilling to dismantle the deputy gangs, and the money paid out to settle lawsuits when they are caught crossing the line.
The inspector general gave me a ballpark estimate based on just public information that it's at least $50 million. I think in reality, it's got to be much, much more.
Villanueva says he is the first sheriff to impose a policy forbidding such groups. The inspector general says today there is no evidence that the sheriff has pursued any house cleaning. The county's watchdogs want the sheriff's records on all deputy gangs and the names of all members. The sheriff says due process laws protect deputies from such disclosure. As for Gonzalez now, he wants compensation for the years he had planned to serve, but now cannot.
Once you run afoul of the department and you blow the whistle on illegal conduct within the LA County Sheriff's Department, your career is over.
Hello. Okay, guys. There's more to meet the eye. It always is. It's good to know the whole story.